Good afternoon. It's Jenny Gee coming to you on this cloudy Friday in February. Happy February. Happy Groundhogs Day, actually. And that is what we're going to talk about today. It is February 2nd. Today is Groundhogs Day, and it is appropriately cloudy. So the way the legend goes is if the groundhog comes out of his burrow on a cloudy day, he just roams around and does his February groundhog thing. And then that is telling us that spring is right around the corner. And on a very, very sunny day, the way the legend goes, is the groundhog will come out, he'll see his shadow and get scared and jump back in the hole and go back to sleep. And we have a longer winter ahead of us. So I don't think anywhere today, I was looking it up earlier, certainly not in Puxatawney, which is the kind of the birthplace of that fun, down in Marion, Ohio, where we have our Buckeye Chuck. Puxatawney Phil is in Puxatawney, and then there's others around the country, and I'm pretty sure all of them are under cloud cover today. And so the word on the street is spring is right around the corner. Now, just to kind of keep you not putting your winter coats away quite yet, is Puxatawney Phil has a less than 40% accuracy rate. So just fun stuff. But groundhogs are incredibly cool and worth having a little conversation about today as we revel in just the amazing creativity of our world and God's awesome creative genius. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about groundhogs, and then if you happen to see any around your home in the coming months, you can just kind of think back to some of these things. So groundhogs are absolutely true hibernators. We have other animals like chipmunks that are, kind of gone, but they're not truly hibernating like groundhogs do. Groundhogs will go down into their burrow, curl up into what we, if we looked at it, would think is a little lifeless ball of fur. But what happens to their bodies is nothing short of remarkable. Their normal operating body temperature out and about when they're fully awake, spring, summer, fall, is 99 degrees. When they're in their hibernation state, they are at 40 degrees. So they drop down to what is probably pretty close to the surrounding temperature underground of their bodies. Their heart rate, this is really amazing, drops from 80 beats per minute to about 5. And their respirations drop from 16 breaths in and out per minute to 2. So they are really just in a deep slumber. To get ready for that slumber, we see those chubby old groundhogs in the late summer and early fall. So back in they went down into hibernation probably in October, but through the summer and fall they're eating. They're vegetarians, so they're eating a ton of vegetation. It is said that they could eat about a pound of vegetation in one sitting. And since they're only 10-pound animals, that's a lot. It's a tenth of their own weight in food in one sitting. I can't imagine being able to do that. But they need to do it because they need to build up those fat reserves so that they can indeed survive through hibernation in the winter. They lose about a quarter of their body weight while they're sleeping. So, if they go in at 12 pounds or so, then they're coming out around 9. So it's not too bad, but they'll build up their fat reserves again once they're out. So this idea that they're coming out on February 2nd, I would say around here it might be ever so slightly early, but it is right around now that the males are going to be coming out of their burrows, and they're going to be exploring the 2-3 or so acres around where they live to find out where the female burrows are. Groundhogs are completely solitary except for when the female's raising her young, but they are completely solitary. They have their own burrows. They'll breed in March. She'll have the babies in April, about a month later. She'll have the babies, and then she'll hold on and keep them in a chamber within her underground tunnel for about another 6 weeks or so, I think it is, and then they'll go out, find their own food over the next couple weeks, and then go off and dig their own burrows. And their burrows are what I think that I want to really sit with right now and think about just how amazing this whole process is. It is said that groundhogs can move about 700 pounds of dirt to make their burrows. They can be really short, maybe 10 feet long, but more likely 50 to 60 feet long. And not just a straight shot, but they have little chambers. They have a chamber that is considered their restroom area, their waste area chamber. They don't want to have waste all around, so they have that set off to one corner of their living space, right? And then they have their hibernation chamber, and the females will create a nursery chamber where she will lay and cuddle and nurse her little babies and keep them warm. They are not well developed when they're born, and they'll cuddle up against mama for weeks. And she keeps them warm. So it is just kind of amazing to think what is right under our feet and we don't even realize it. But they will be out and about, and those babies, it probably, right, so they'll mate in March, they'll have them in April, they'll leave the nest in late May, mid-June, and then start creating their own nests. So if you don't have one, if you have open fields around you, you may see them pretty regularly. They are certainly very common in Ohio. Maybe some things that you never really thought about. We think of them as great diggers, but they can also climb trees. They're good swimmers, and they're daytime creatures. So we don't have to search too hard to see them, but we will start again. So yes, Puxatawney Phil, Buckeye Chuck, all the others did not see their shadows today. That is supposed to be telling us that we will have an early spring, but I don't think I would quite count on that yet. But what you can count on is just how amazing and creative a world that we get to live in, and all of the amazing things that are happening all around us, under our feet, and all of that. So I hope you have a great weekend. I will see you on Sunday, and just get out there and enjoy God's amazing creation. See ya.